MLB free agency is beginning to heat up, and we're starting to hear the names that the Phillies might be interested. And a familiar name has come to the surface here as Garrett Crochet, a guy we talked about quite a bit leading up to the deadline, has been linked to the Phillies once again. So me and Luke Arcaini are going to dive into what the latest reports and projections are saying, talk a little bit about if this makes sense for this Phillies team. And Luke, I'm going to throw it to you right off the bat here. What's kind of your vibe check? We talked about this guy a great deal leading up to the trade deadline. Obviously, nothing happened that he did stick on that struggling White Sox team, which looks destined to blow up about as much evidence as you could possibly need as one of the all-time bad teams there. But what do you think of Crochet as far as a Philly?
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely a lot of things floating around. It seems like the White Sox are very adamant that they are going to trade him.
Yeah.
I believe there was a report this morning, I believe from Buster Only, that said I think it's a slam dunk he's going to be traded. And the two teams I'm watching are the Mets and the Red Sox. And then from Jeff Passan, he said, yeah, this tweet right here. The teams that are trying to acquire Garrett Crochet know that he will sign an extension. And then down in the replies, there was another reply that said Jeff Passan also noted the Phillies, who were a Crochet finalist at the deadline, could be in on Crochet. But here's where I'm out. The last sentence was, especially if they're willing to include Andrew Painter. And I am red X out. I've gotten a little too excited about Andrew Painter based off of 5 starts in the Arizona Fall League. The dude, I believe, is now 11 straight scoreless innings. He's a freaking monster. He is officially 100% untouchable right now. I can't get rid of this dude. But I think this Crochet thing could possibly be real. I do get a little worried about the workload. I don't want to obviously like predict injury or obviously hope, but like he just seems like a guy that's bound to get injured. He threw a lot of innings last year. They tried to pull him back into the bullpen. He didn't really want to do it. He seems like he wants to start.
Yeah.
He threw a lot of innings last year, almost 150. It's just something about it to me just doesn't scream like a great deal. This package would be heavy. I think the White Sox would probably ask for one of Miller or Painter. I'm not so fond on that, especially if they think Andrew Painter will be ready to go pretty early next season, which it seems like with the way he's pitching. I mean, he's definitely going to pitch in the pros at some point next season. I think it's really just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. I don't think it would be the best move for the Phillies right now.
Yeah, I kind of lean on that side of things as well. And as far as the Painter conversation, I did see Dombrowski. I believe it was on MLB Network that he was on, that he was very quick to praise Painter and spoke that they expect to see him next year, which was a little bit telling to me as well. Did want to dive a little bit deeper into the specific kind of Crochet, how we got here for this video, is that we did get this article saying that the Phillies blockbuster trade proposal lands all-star ace in a 4-player deal, which is referring to him. And to write exactly what it says, while outlining potential trade packages for the Chicago White Sox star Garrett Crochet, which once again, as we mentioned, it does feel like the White Sox are going to head to a full rebuild and probably the right call based on where they are. But this continues and writes up the mock trade that the Phillies receive left-handed pitcher Garrett Crochet, the White Sox receiver getting shortstop Aiden Miller, catcher Eduardo Tate, and right-handed pitcher Seth Johnson. So I already see the motion from you, Luke.
Cut the cameras.
Cut the cameras. No. Just too much is where you're at?
No, yeah, too much. Especially, I watched an interview with Aiden Miller this morning. I'm like, dog. Like, he got asked, I believe it was the High Hopes pod. Got asked about just like his mantra, like just sort of like about him. He said they're getting a gamer, somebody who loves playing, somebody who loves winning.
Love it.
I've always played to win. I love baseball. It's all I think about. I live, eat, sleep baseball. And then he went on to say, I want to be the best so bad I haven't really had time to do much else. Like, I am all the way in on this kid. Like, I could not possibly trade him for this pitcher right now.
Okay. Love it. Yeah, you don't have to convince me on that. But as far as, I think Crochet, I kind of view this as like just a little bit above the price tag for probably what they're looking at. It sucks that like all of this, as much as I try and like compartmentalize it, and because I do like the guy, it all leads back to Taijuan Walker just straight up not being good enough is
Yeah,
really
correct.
the tough
Correct.
part about it. And like
Absolutely.
to pull up the depth chart here, like we feel incredibly confident about the four arms outside of Taijuan here. That Christopher Sanchez, he was the story of last season to me. That breakout there, we know what we have in Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola. You're not going to get much better than that as far as the top two in your rotation. Ranger Suarez, I'm still incredibly confident about moving forward, but that still brings up the question of that fifth spot. Now, I know they've talked about this kind of belief that they're putting Taijuan on this program, and that's kind of what started last year when he was sort of, banned from being in the rotation for a period of time there. Obviously, Painter's up and coming. How do you think they start the season, and do you think they try and get like a placeholder arm, or what do you think the outlook is from a Phillies perspective?
Yeah, so I think they have a few options. I think they're going to sign a fifth starter.
Okay.
I've been kind of looking at an old familiar name, Kyle Gibson.
Oh, wow.
I think it depends on the price. Like, I don't need them to go out and sign a fifth starter to like a $10 million deal. Like, if they could find something like the Turnbull deal last year, like I think that would be incredible. I don't think you need to go get like another elite pitcher. Because one, I think you already have one that hasn't thrown an inning for the Phillies.
Wow.
And two, you already have, yeah, like that's the thing. Like I would like if they reset, so like if Andrew Painter comes up and he pitches like he does, and sort of like we think he can, if they reset their rotation for the playoffs next year, I mean, he could be the number 3.
Wow. Okay.
And I think there could possibly be an argument, like not based off experience, because if you're putting experience into this, and I think we saw it this past year with the Sanchez thing, sort of with the debate of like, do you want the experience in that game too, or do you want the splits? Like, I think Andrew Painter has the chance like to be the number 2 starter on this team like very soon.
Wow.
Like the kid's a monster. Like I don't think it's going to happen yet. Like I think it's going to take time. They're going to ramp him up, but like I would say 2026, I would think there's an argument for him to be the number 2 in this rotation.
Wow. Okay. So some strong takes from Luke Arcaini.
The kid's a dog, dude. The kid's a freaking dog.
Yeah, I thought this video was going to be all about Garrett Crochet and the outlook here. This turns out this is an Andrew Painter hype video right here.
Absolutely.
So, all right, I love where your mind's out there. So we're going to give a respectable no straight up to Garrett Crochet there.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
I also will say the last thing I'll add on him specifically, I didn't love, and I read all the quotes. I didn't hear them come out of his mouth, but all the terminology as far as like him not being willing to pitch out of the bullpen and him wanting to stay in his routine, it all just kind of felt a little weird and rubbed me the wrong way. So I do have a similar sense of like just something's a bit off with him. So to the Red Sox or the Mets or whoever seems like they're going to win the sweepstakes, best of luck with Garrett Crochet. I still think I lean on your side that there is a fifth starter move to be had, that I don't think you can approach it with just your 2 options being Taijuan Walker and Andrew Painter there. But who knows? Maybe that if they think he's officially ready and have no problem rolling Painter out as that that number 5 starter with the potential to climb higher than that throughout the season, I don't hate it overall. So any last thoughts on this or the pitching staff before we move on, Luke?
No, but I'll give you this. By August,
okay.
Wheeler, Nola, Painter, Sanchez, Suarez.
Whew. All right, I like it. All right, well, you heard it here first, folks. I like it from Luke Arcaini coming out spitting today. Appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into this video here. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Drop a like on this video, and let's hear from you guys in the comments. Are you as high on Andrew Painter as Luke Arcaini clearly is? It's a high bar to clear right there, so we'll see. But drop those comments below, and me and Luke will be talking to you next time. Peace.